All right, let's talk about something sort of out of the realm probably of possibility. Why doesn't the Leatherman Wave have a flashlight on it? Now, I know there's probably 101 reasons why it shouldn't, but let's talk about, just for fun, why it should. All right, so let's go through some of the history of multi-tools in the past, and let's start with the fantastic little Gerber light. And this right here has a yellow light in it. It was a fairly weak light, but it had a really nice tool set, and it's amazing that it's still working all these years later, and it's made surprisingly well. Now, Victorinox they licensed a company to make a couple really odd multi-tools, and this is the Auto Tool, which was supposed to have a air pressure gauge and also a huge flashlight before LEDs were really stormed the market. And so this no longer works, but it is a unique reminder of how in the past flashlights have been added even to large multi-tools. Then we come to the Mayhew multi-tool, which you can still buy on Amazon. And this right here is really a failure of a multi-tool in the sense that the light doesn't work and it's bulky and it has bits that you can't buy anywhere else. But it is unique in a couple features, and one is the light, if it worked, and also that it's modular. But unfortunately, the light doesn't work. And then we come to this, which sort of reminds me of SOG's bargain basement brand, the Tool Logic. This actually does have a micro USB rechargeable light, and supposedly it runs for 3 hours on 5 lumens. So that's different. And then Byberry recently has actually put out a light, and it has 2 different functions on this multi-tool, and it's almost like a Gerber armbar clone of sorts, their own different version. And it's even got these small screwdriver bits, it's got the knife, the scissors, and it has this sort of swing, this thing that swings out, and then you can change the batteries for the light, and it's just a different little tool. One of my favorite light multi-tools actually is this Swiss Midnight Manager. And this is a fantastic tool, even has an ink pen. And unfortunately, the battery is dead. So I still think this works. I just need to get a special battery for it. But this lasted, I think, for almost a year on one battery. And it was just a great little tool to put on my keychain. And I really, really enjoyed using it. And I love this little tool. So then we come down to the key port, and this is a whole system where you can actually organize your keys, and then you can add some extra tools. And this right here is again a micro USB. You can charge it. And one of the main bad things about this is in the pocket, when you had your keys in the pocket, it had the tendency for you to always bump this, and so the battery was always going dead. So you had to charge it, and then it'd go dead and charge it. Anyway, you get the idea. So that was unfortunate, but when it is charged, it actually has a pretty nice little set of lights. Now, there's many other options, multi-tools with the lights. Gerber made the Nautilus and many different versions, but this is a sprinkling, sort of an assortment, to show that multi-tools have over time had lights. Now, what I would love to see is not necessarily Leatherman come out with a light, but I would love to see a third party perhaps make a flashlight for maybe the T-shank adapter you can now get with the Leatherman Wave, or perhaps a very small flashlight that could fit in the bit holder. So I know that the bit holder seems like it could never happen, but I have actually seen on Kickstarter where they actually have, or they were working on, making a toothpick, almost like a Swiss Army toothpick sized flashlight. So there's all kinds of different ideas people are trying to come up with. So I would love to see something minimalist Maybe something you could stick on, magnetize. I don't know exactly, but I would like to see at least an option. So you won't have to buy it, but you would at least have an option to use with a Leatherman Wave. And I think that'd be sort of neat. Maybe even a flashlight to add to the pouch. I'm not really sure, but there are many different options. Now, why should you not have a flashlight? Well, I think one of the biggest reasons is out of all these multi-tools, probably only half of them at the moment, about half of them are working. The others aren't working. So flashlights aren't extremely durable yet. To some extent, especially some of these rechargeable ones, the buttons can be hit and then they can drain the battery really quick. Sometimes it can be hard to find the exact battery that you need for such a small light. So I do understand there are some constraints. There's some reasons why you shouldn't, but even so, it would be neat, wouldn't it? What do you think? I have a post up right now where you can vote your opinion. Should the Leatherman Wave have a flashlight option or not? Let me know.